Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. For those of you that I've not met before, my name is Barry McGinn, and I'm the Chief Executive of the Rehab Group. And I'm delighted to welcome you to the launch of our new 5-year strategy, Delivering Our Future. Rehab Group has a proud 70-year history of working to break down the barriers that prevent people with disabilities from living ordinary lives. Over the last 7 decades, and with the dedication and commitment of people like you, many thousands have seen their lives transform, achieving greater levels of independence, educational attainment, and career opportunity that may have seemed out of reach. This strategy, which sets out the next 5 years of our journey, was created following hundreds of hours of engaging and listening to our stakeholders, service users, their families, our employees, funders, customers, and community partners. We wanted to ensure that the experiences and needs of the people who know us best played a central role in shaping our future plans. The number of you who actively participated in this process was phenomenal, and it has really helped us to look at everything we do and ask hard questions about why we do it and what we could do better. We looked at how we can innovate and expand our services. We looked at how we can amplify the voice of the people using them and how we can simplify our internal processes to make day-to-day working life as straightforward as possible. Our colleague Siobhan Barry will speak to you later about this engagement process. Today we're launching our strategy online rather than in person, for reasons that we were all too familiar with at this stage. We've had a tough 18 months, and whilst the darkest days of COVID are behind us, we are continuing to navigate the final stages of the pandemic and to come to terms with its impact. Many of you will have lost family members and friends over the last couple of years. You'll have seen the people in our services struggle to cope with their familiar routines upended. You were at times undoubtedly afraid, anxious, perhaps you felt overwhelmed. Certainly I did. But the pandemic has shown me the resilience of the organisation, its ability to respond quickly and flexibly to rapid changes, and its willingness to embrace new ways of working. Above all, it has demonstrated the commitment and the bravery of staff, which has been extraordinary throughout, and their unwavering focus on the people using our services. This, I believe, creates a solid platform for us to deliver our future together. So why is this strategy so important? It creates a vision and direction for the whole organisation, ensuring every member of the Rehab team, no matter where they work, is both aware of and focused on our collective aims and objectives. It's about us working smarter, together, unified by a common purpose. What makes this strategy different from those that came before is that we've built it collaboratively. It was hard work, but we firmly believe that its implementation will significantly improve the lives of the people who currently use our services and those we will support into the future. It will strengthen and future-proof the organisation, develop our teams, and make Rehab Group as an organisation one that we can be truly proud of. Of course, delivery is fundamental to this strategy's success, and we're currently finalising implementation plans to ensure that these positive changes become a reality. The time you've committed to its development will make this strategy far more wide-ranging than any past approach. But that input isn't the end of your contribution. We will ensure that all employees can continue to share their ideas and expertise to improve how we work. Delivering Our Future is an innovative and ambitious plan, which commits us to the highest attainable standards of quality in care, training and employment opportunity. Our overall strategic aim is to have a more significant impact and bring about real and meaningful change to the lives of the people who use our services. I want to thank every member of the Rehab Group team for bringing their commitment to the people we support every day. I'm especially grateful to everyone who worked tirelessly on the front line and behind the scenes to steer us through what has been one of the toughest periods we've faced as an organisation. This plan represents a new chapter for the organisation, offering it certainty, direction, and clarity of purpose. The breadth of the strategy reflects the reality that disability affects people differently across different aspects of everyday life. By working together on this dynamic plan, we commit to delivering a better future for all. Later, I'll be joined by 2 of my colleagues from the senior leadership team, Gráinne Fogarty, our Director of Care, and Lucy-Anne Bird, our Director of Learning. But before we move on and share with you the details of the strategy, we're going to watch a couple of short videos The first from Anya, who's a member of our National Advocacy Committee and attends rehab care in Shannon. The second from Siobhan Barry from our Quality and Governance Directorate, who will talk to you about the engagement process which underpinned our strategy.
Hi, my name is Anya Dunn and I am a member of Rehab National Advocacy Committee. I used to attend National Learning Network and now I attend Rehab Care in Shannon. I've been asked to speak to you all about Rehab's new 5-year strategy that is being launched today. Like many people in Rehab Care Services and many National Learning Network students, I took part in the focus groups earlier this year. These focus groups were organised so that we could give our personal feedback about our experience of rehab. At these focus groups, we were asked about what we liked about our service and what we didn't like, and also what we would like for our service for the future. It was important that everyone to be honest and be open during these focus groups. We were also asked about any challenges that we face in our daily lives and what rehab could do to improve these issues on our behalf. I hope that the new plan will make sure that rehab continues to be a leader for people with disabilities. I believe that it is important that that there are organizations that advocate for people with disabilities and that it also supports people to be able to advocate for their own rights. I believe it is important that everyone has their own voice heard and can live independent lives. I have joined a number of interview panels over the last year and helped interview people applying for work with rehab. I really enjoyed this, and all of these people we interviewed said they felt it was a good idea to have people with lived experience on the interview panels. I hope this continues. Today is an exciting day for me, for the members of the services, for the members of the National Advocacy Committee, and for the students of National Learning Network. I hope you all will take some time to read the strategy document because it was created using our own words and feedback. Thank you very much and good luck with the launch.
Hi everybody, I'm delighted to join you today. The stakeholder engagement process was key to the development of our new strategy. It really was quite a comprehensive process where we engaged with numerous stakeholders, and it was the biggest listening exercise within the organisation as far as I can remember. We engaged with people who use our services, our funders, regulators, customers, and various other partners, but also with you, the staff who support and provide our services right across the group. So let's talk about the people who use our services and the process they engaged in. 16% of them completed the online survey, while the advocacy team supported 35 focus groups across the country, with almost 200 people participating in these groups, which was really great to see. The participants were eager to share their thoughts and experiences and had a general response to how exceptional you, the staff, are. They used typical phrases like, they listen, I feel respected, everybody is treated equally. They also told us what they want most from rehab: support to live more independent lives, help to make progress within their lives, and employment opportunities. We also completed an online survey with families. They were very positive about the services and the supports provided, and used statements like, I love how they always come up with a solution. They don't just stare at the problem. The organisation promotes the safety and well-being of their students. They also had some comments and suggestions on what we should look at, like try to keep the same staff, link to more job-focused programs and interview preparation, and be more focused on the independent social skills and opportunities of the people that we support. We also spoke with funders and regulators through the online meetings and questionnaires. They made various statements with regards to how they perceive rehab. Like the ETB, they told us we're an organisation that meets an unmet need, that we have a national footprint and a strong record. The HSC stated that rehab thinks outside the box. It's unique, and we have a level of expertise that makes us a provider of choice. HICWA feel we're very responsive to service needs, and QQI feel we're proactive in seeing QA as a necessary and positive approach. They also had some suggestions, like advancing innovative and new ways for us to provide supports to people, and how we could be more agile in our response to service enhancement or new service development. We are also well regarded by customers in Haven and enterprises. And of course, we engaged with you, the rehab staff. 45% of you completed the online survey, which was great to see, and 116 teams engaged in the future focus groups right across the organisation. 64% of you said that supporting people to live independent lives was what you liked most about your job. 58% of you told us that the company's purpose was the main motivating factor that attracted you to work for Rehab. Also, we received a lot of insightful and valuable information from comments within the surveys and the future focus groups. And you gave us some really good suggestions on areas for improvement. This data was broken into a number of thematic areas, like employment, development, pay and conditions. Also, processes, autonomy and bureaucracy. You told us that you need more autonomy at local level to allow for quicker decisions and to streamline current and burdensome processes. Under communications, you told us you wanted better communication across all levels of the organisation, from frontline, SLT, board, and across all departments, and more opportunities to collaborate with each other and share innovative ideas. Other areas you suggested were the organisation structure, service user, and student resources. This feedback and the feedback from our users and regulators have been key to the plans in developing the strategy. But it has also demonstrated how passionate you are about the organisation, with suggestions and ideas on organisation improvement, personal development, and progression opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anya and Siobhan. So on to some of the detail. As you know, the group is a large and complex organisation, and framing a strategy that concisely captures its priorities in an accessible way has been challenging. We've presented our strategy so as to outline the way forward for Rehab Care, National Learning Network, and our social enterprises, underpinned by 6 overarching group priorities and collectively supported by 5 enablers. The outcomes we hope to achieve across these areas are also set out. Our group priorities concern things that are important and affect all departments and services. Focusing on these will be central to the success and sustainability of the organisation into the future. Later, I'll talk to you about those group enablers that will help us deliver on the commitments we've made in the strategy. So we've identified 5 group-wide priorities. Firstly, and most importantly, we commit to amplifying the voice of people who use our services. We'll work even harder to campaign and make greater impact, particularly when it comes to creating greater educational and employment opportunities for people with disabilities. Building on our strong advocacy tradition, we will challenge what we do ourselves by developing our co-production approach across our services and clearly placing the service user at the heart of what we do. We will focus relentlessly on the quality of what we do. We will deliver consistent, high-quality services, seek to exceed existing standards and prepare for the imminent regulation of home support and day services. We will seek to exemplify best practice in the sectors we operate in by developing our capability and our capacity, improving outcomes for people using our services, conducting research, and driving innovation from the ground up. We will ensure that we are financially sustainable as an organisation so that we can continue to provide our services into the future. We will seek to future-proof the organisation through prudent financial management and seek to broker a shared understanding of what is required to deliver this with our principal funders. In supporting our sustainability focus, we will create a long-term fundraising strategy which targets available opportunities and capitalises on our national scale and our brand awareness. Finally, we commit to reducing our environmental impact over the next 5 years. We know that many centres and services are already doing lots of work around environmental awareness and reducing their impact. As an organisation, however, we know that we need to do more, and we will support centres to champion this at local level. The impact and emphasis of these priorities will vary across different parts of the organisation, but they underpin an overall group response. So I'm delighted now to welcome Gráinne Fogarty to talk this morning about our care priorities. Gráinne, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Barry. I want to start by reiterating what Barry said earlier in relation to your response to the global pandemic that has impacted all of our lives since March 2020. I am truly grateful for your commitment and dedication to providing continuing care to the most vulnerable in our services under the most challenging circumstances. During the consultation stage of the strategy development, the feedback from service users, families and funders was overwhelmingly positive. We are seen as a high-quality, trusted provider that meets people's needs. So a huge thank you to you all of our staff and our funders for your continued support in helping us to achieve this. Over the next 5 years, we will continue to grow our services, but we want to do this in a way that is targeted, meeting the need that is the greatest, but ensuring that we develop in areas where we have expertise and experience. We also know that we need to change and adapt our services and our service models to meet the changing needs of service users. So we will build on our strengths, but we will also need to do some things differently and better. This strategy places more emphasis on progression-focused models of accommodation. Some people may choose to live in the same house with the same people and support for the whole of their lives, and we will support this. Other people, however, may wish to progress towards alternative models that better suit their needs or more independent accommodation. And we will ensure that our service delivery is flexible and meets that need also. We plan to do this by increasing our residential properties by 10, and we will do this by continuing to work with local authorities and using the capital assistance funding model. We will also focus on ensuring our residential offering meets the needs of those who are ageing with a disability. As our respite services are in huge demand, we would like to offer a wide range of models in addition to our current residential respite models. We would like to offer day, evening, weekend and therapeutic models to augment our current offering. We will also seek to expand our respite location over the next 5 years. We will invest in our home support services to ensure that we are offering high quality supports to the people that need us and to ensure that we are prepared for the onset of regulation in home care services. Over time, we would like to develop an increased focus on working with older persons with disabilities in their own home, as we know that this group continues to grow. In our day services, we need to shift our focus from the traditional model to an outcome-based model of delivery. Both regulation and the continued implementation of new directions will mean that we will have to make changes to how, when and where we provide day services, so that we can meet the diverse needs of those in our services and those being referred to our services. We also want to develop a day service model that meets the needs of people with disabilities who are ageing. We have ambitious plans for rehab care over the next 5 years, Your continued commitment is important to help us achieve these plans together. I now want to show you a short video with Karen Flanagan and Anne O'Mara, who attend Rehab Nina. This video illustrates how our services can impact the lives of the people who use them.
Rehab care means everything for people who have different needs. It's an amazing opportunity to help them get to know the rehabs who's out there. They can come forward, they can do what they want. New people, newcomers, they can do it.
It has changed my life. 18 years in rehab. We do a lot. I did an advocacy course there, and it actually helped me to change my life more.
And sometimes we do dancing out in the community, like hip hop, or maybe ballroom, or maybe go swimming. The goals for the future. I think keep going what I'm doing, that I have it. If I keep going what I'm doing, for the people who's out there who has special needs like us, come aboard and be kind to people who actually has the place to come in and stand up and talk.
Me and my best friend beside me, we actually have a polytunnel in our house. We sow a lot of plants. For example, lots of veg. Lovely and nice fruit and everything. So it's really lovely. We collect beetroot, strawberries, and we make it into pickled beetroot, into jars.
Rehab care means everything for everyone who has sometimes family or no family. Just come in and enjoy them.
The staff are really lovely to get on with.
It means everything to me, and it's an amazing thing. An opportunity to grow up who we are.
Thank you, Grania, for taking us through just some of the priorities for rehab care. And thanks to Karen and to Anne as well for that great film. I'd now like to focus on National Learning Network, and delighted to welcome Lucy-Anne Bird, our Director of Learning, here this morning. Lucy-Anne left Mayo just to be on the safe side 3 days ago to be here on time, so we're very grateful.
Thank you, Barry. I am delighted to be here today to talk about the future of National Learning Network. The feedback we received from focus groups, which included students, staff, and key stakeholders, was also really positive. All highlighted the positive impact we have on the lives of students who chose us as their education and training provider. We received similar positive comments from our funders. All highlighted the unique personalised learning approaches that we use to empower students to achieve their goals. We also received constructive feedback that we have used to shape this strategic plan. One of the most interesting comments is that we are one of Ireland's best kept secrets and that not enough people know about what we do. With this strategic plan, we will change that. We want to innovate. We want to be bold and ambitious for our students' success. And we want to make sure that anyone who needs us knows about us. We are really going to put National Learning Network on the map. We are progressive leaders in personalised education and training for people with disabilities or people who need additional supports. But it's not what we do, it's how we do it. As you will hear shortly from Joe, one of our students, it's the positive impact on health and wellness and quality of life that really stands out. We are supporting people to create more positive and better futures. We know there has been a substantive shift in policy direction in recent times, and our strategy outlines our commitment to work with our funders and government to drive this change. We will work more collaboratively with our key stakeholders, Solace and the 16 ETBs, to expand the range of course options and supports available to people who want to access further education and training options. We want to be an integral part of the transforming learning strategy, supporting the ETBs to deliver on their inclusion priorities. Developing technology-enhanced creative learning spaces for school leavers with intellectual disabilities and those with autism is key to our future plans. We also want to expand our blended learning and online learning options for students. We will also focus on ensuring that people get to access a second chance at education, as many develop significant health issues, have accidents or trauma in their adult lives, and need personalised supports to get back on track. We know that many people have suffered from the impact of COVID through loss of health, family and trauma, and will need considerable support to get back to the world of work. Through contracted training, we will be providing labour market relevant courses, working with people who are unemployed and or people who are at risk of unemployment to future-proof the skills base in industries and local economies. We will also work with the HSE to further expand and enhance school leaver transitioning opportunities. As an organisation working with thousands of young people with additional needs, we passionately believe that all students leaving second level should have the option to pursue education and development opportunities suited to their needs and goals. By building out and expanding on what National Learning Network currently provides, we can offer much more choice and opportunity to post-school students. By developing our education support services, we will actively support the promotion of student support services for all those who have disabilities and are accessing mainstream further education and training and higher education. We will also expand our individual placement and support services, which supports people with complex mental health challenges to find competitive mainstream jobs. We will build on our success in placing hundreds to find work in their chosen field. Prioritising the student experience and student success is the hallmark of everything we do in our learning environment. We will ensure our students' voice is strong in how we design and develop future courses and services. Student surveys and focus groups will be ongoing. They know best. We need to listen and respond. We also know that student-to-student support is vital, and we will actively grow our advocacy services. We also plan to introduce a peer mentoring support model, ensuring our students can learn in exciting, creative, technology-enhanced spaces, as well as supporting development of digital skills and integrated numeracy and literacy skills across all our courses will be vital. When it comes to supporting students, nothing less than the best will be our approach. I now want to introduce Joe Malloy, who is a student with us in NLN in Limerick, and thank Joe for his powerful story and for sharing that with us today.
This is the most non-judgmental place in the world. You walk in, it doesn't matter what you walk in with, you will always be treated as an equal. And I remember the first day I actually came to the doors, I was actually very, very nervous and extremely lost. I had spent a year out of work. I had also retired after 21 years of having been with the Parks Department, and I retired as a result of chronic sciatica. I was desperately in search of a sense of direction again. And I came in, and the first person I actually met was fell, and I don't think I ever met someone so happy.
The first thing we tell learners when they come in here is, this is your learning centre. It's not mine, it's not the staff, it's your learning centre, and everyone was treated with the same respect. Everyone is on first name terms.
When I came to the NLN, I was broken. Coming here and finding my mind actually being focused on IT and office skills, and was a great release. It was actually a great release from my own thoughts, because if you have been unemployed for a whole year, you find yourself only focusing on your own thoughts, and it's a bad place to be.
Joe came from an employment background, had been in a job that he absolutely loved in horticulture, and for him not to be able to continue the job was a huge blow to him.
You must understand, I had no computer skills whatsoever. The only square box I ever looked at was the TV. Though it felt very intimidating at the very start, I still felt as if I had found something. I didn't know as to what it was, but I just felt as if it was the first new building block in my life.
Joe felt really at home here, and I would say Joe became even a leader here for other students, and other students could approach Joe, and Joe would gladly tell his story to people, how he was at a very low ebb and here he's coming out the other end again. He's one of the guys that we can look at and say we were part of that story.
I now am free to seek my own sense of direction and purpose again. And my plan in time is to set up my own business. And I will turn my dream into a direction in life where I will continue to be happy.
Thanks very much, Lucy-Anne. Some exciting times ahead for LNN, and great to be able to bring focus to this through our strategy planning process. And of course, thank you, Joe, for sharing your inspiring story. I'd like to now turn to our Enterprises division, or as we will refer to it from now on, our Employability and Social Enterprises division, which better reflects, in our view, the much broader work it does and the role it plays in society. And you can see this on our newly designed website. Our new model for employment and social enterprises has three main priorities. The most significant of these is the creation of a new model of employment opportunity here in Ireland and in Haven in Scotland. This will help people who use our services transition into employment by bringing together the supportive environment of Rehab with the greater range of opportunities that exist in external companies. Companies recognise the very real skills that people using our services have and the training that they've already experienced. Our new transitional workforce model will seek to bring both parts together, offering opportunities into work that have not always been as accessible as they should have. We also want to be a more inclusive employer of choice and showcase how mainstream employers can adapt to the needs of people with disabilities, creating an environment to excel in. Our objectives also include a shift in emphasis to ensure that our recruitment procedures and processes are inclusion-driven, and ensuring in-house disability awareness training is made available to all employees. Our strategy also identifies campaigns we will be actively engaging in, such as advocating for better use of public procurement policy to support businesses who employ people with disabilities or those experiencing disadvantage. I'm really excited about the future plans for our Employability and Social Enterprise division and look forward to seeing these plans come to fruition in the coming years. I'd like to now introduce a short video which showcases at our best from Donna Mackay and Stephen McCarthy.
It's like finding a perfect partner or something, if that makes sense. It's strange, it just came hand in glove, really.
I describe Haven in 3 words as friendly because you're working with your friends, rewarding because you're rewarding the customers, and hard-working because you're working hard to get the goods to the customers.
Well, when I left school, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was 15 years of age. Just spent 3 years at home. I left school because I was a slow learner in school, to be honest with you. Then I went to NTDI. It's now the National Learning Network. I was on work experience in this job for about 6 weeks, 2003. And basically, I'm here since 18 years now.
Now it's easy. The experience was really bizarre to start because you were scared. I was scared to touch machines because I'd never thought I would break them. Or doing the needles, I'm like, oh, I've never threaded up a needle. But once somebody showed you once, I've done it, and then I've just went on from there. But it's nerve-wracking doing it to start with.
Mostly it's paper, shredding paper and baling it. Obviously, we're contracted companies and they have computers, so we'll take out the hard drives or the base units, the laptops. We destroy them. There's a variety of things to do here, thankfully, which is very, very good. It's not just one thing.
Life wasn't fine before Haven, because obviously I lost my husband. So with losing my husband, I had to think of my kids, and working as retail wasn't feasible for being there for the kids.
It took a while, like anything, getting to know people, like anything else. It's new start again, new horizons. But after a while, yeah, I found out my health and everything was much better.
We're in Haven, they're more flexible. If something happens at home and I need to go home, I can say, look, Maureen, Jamie, something's happened that I can go home. I can make my hours up on a different day. They support you that way, which is good.
They try and help you out with everything, I suppose. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts or anything in life. Yeah, I think they do the utmost to help you out in this job.
So earlier on I spoke to you about our group priorities. Now I want to focus on what we are calling our enablers, the things that will make our strategy possible. Firstly, you, our employees. You are the single most important catalyst for change in the organisation and are key to the success of our new strategy. We want to create an inclusive and diverse organisation, characterised by high levels of staff well-being and retention. We want a responsive workforce, skilled and supported to meet the changing needs of our service users and students. We commit to investing in you, to developing you, and providing you with opportunity for progression, skills development, and career enhancement. We want people to be proud to work in Rehab. The deployment of technology will play a big part in our future plans, and our progress with digital transformation will be accelerated. We recognise that more investment is needed to provide you with the tools to be able to do your job. Our service users and students also need the best digital systems and experiences we can provide. We commit to widening the use of integrated technology to support our strategic priorities, improve service quality, and the lives of those we support. The condition of our physical environments vary hugely across our services. Our strategy calls this out and commits to ensuring that our facilities are fit for purpose and offer the right working environments for you and the right experience for the people who we support. Through our consultation process with staff, some of you said that the organisation can feel bureaucratic at times and that simple processes can be more complicated than they need to be. Our strategy commits, where possible, to improving our systems and processes to make them more efficient and streamlined, to support our strategy's implementation and help make your day-to-day working life easier. Finally, the successful implementation of our strategic priorities is inextricably bound to the continued management and cultivation of relationships with our funders, regulators, and partners. We want to further build and develop these relationships in the next 5 years at both local and national levels. We want to develop strong, mutually beneficial and collaborative relationships underpinned by joint objectives, priorities, and a shared vision of the future. Collectively, these enablers represent some of the biggest building blocks required to translate this vision into reality. I'd now like to introduce our chairman, Aidan Walsh, to talk to you about the Board of Directors' perspective on the future of the organisation and the wider policy context.
Hello everyone, I'm delighted to be joining you today at the launch of our new 5-year strategy. I want to talk a little about the board's focus for the coming 5 years and the wider national and policy environment we operate in. Rehab is a major national provider of government-funded services in Ireland. We work in partnership with a range of state departments and agencies. Understanding what new policy developments might happen in the future and how these impact on services has been a key task of the board. Our strategy has considered how the organisation will meet these changes, particularly in health and social care, specialist education, housing and employment, and of course in the area of environment sustainability. As you know, we operate in several highly regulated environments. Our services are delivered to some of the most vulnerable people, and making sure that our services are aligned to changes in regulation, as well as ensuring that they remain of the highest quality, will be an important part of the board's work in the next 5 years. In terms of funding, the disability sector faces difficulties into the future due to the rising costs of services, regulation and current funding models. A number of reports recommend new ways in which funding can be addressed, and our excellent relationship with funders will help us make the case for better financial approaches to support our aims. Securing the long-term financial sustainability of the organisation is key to ensuring our programmes continue to the highest standards into the future and can cater for the significant changes in needs that we anticipate. Delivering Our Future was developed during the COVID-19 pandemic, at a time when the world faced unprecedented social, economic and political upheaval. Rehab Group was at the forefront of the pandemic response, quickly facilitating the continued provision of care and support. The board is keen to recognise the effort that you all put in during this period and welcomes the inclusion of the learning and innovation developed during this time. Rehab Group supports debate, policy and campaigning development across the disability sector. In doing so, the voices of those people that use our services are consulted on how changes at policy level can impact their lives. Our new strategy strengthens this advocacy work in collaboration with the people using our services. This inclusive development is a key priority for the board. Finally, I'm very proud of the work you're all doing daily and glad that we're having this opportunity to share the strategic priorities for Rehab for the next 5 years. I hope you will join me and the board in doing our very best to help deliver these plans for the benefit of the people in our services. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Aidan. And thanks to the group board for their significant contribution to the strategy's development, and indeed for their commitment to our work here at Rehab. They're incredibly generous with their time and their expertise, and we benefit enormously from this. So we're coming to the end of our launch event. Hopefully you've had a good overview of the strategy's main priorities, and you can see how your contribution has helped to shape it. You can also hopefully see how ambitious we are for the organisation and how optimistic we are about its future. Our immediate focus now turns to organisational design, developing a structure that best supports these strategic priorities, both at the individual business and group level. This work will formally commence next week and build from the insights we've gained through our consultation and development process. We will shortly complete the more detailed planning work we've engaged in since the late summer to bring our ambitions to life. This will step out the major milestones we hope to achieve on an annual basis as we build toward the realisation of the strategy's long-term outcomes. But plans alone won't get us there. We need passion, and we need commitment, and we need resolve. How we work and how we treat each other is also hugely important. You've identified respect as a new value, and we're delighted to include this as one of our core values within the strategy. As CEO, I commit to embedding this within the organisation, and along with my colleagues on the senior leadership team, we'll seek to exemplify both this and the culture we wish to create. Thank you sincerely to all who've contributed to the development of our strategy. Particular thanks to my colleagues on the senior leadership team for their commitment to this work during what has been an incredibly busy few months. In particular, Keith Nolan, our Director of Business Development and Planning, who led this process, and Shona Logan King, who was our Project Manager. I'd like to thank the members of our National Strategy Group, our partners in the HSE and the ETBs for taking time to feed back, the people using our services, their families, and our community partners, and all the contributors today. And I'd like to thank you for taking the time to give us your insight and your honest feedback. The group has experienced significant change over the last number of years, driven by a dynamic policy and regulatory landscape, shifts in practice, expectation and preference, and a need for prudent financial management to safeguard its future. This has at times made for some difficult decision making in the long-term interest of the organisation. Whilst challenges remain, I believe that this strategy offers us the clarity of purpose and direction to overcome these challenges and build a truly great organisation. It is my privilege to work with you to make this happen. So thanks again to all of you who have joined this event today. I look forward to hearing your views and talking to you more about the strategy in the future. I'm also interested in your feedback on today's event, and we'll shortly issue a survey which will allow you to feedback. In the meantime, bye for now.